Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and we are starting on project 3 with Close to My Heart's Candid Moment collection. So, I am really enjoying working from this workbook. I really didn't think I would initially, just because I didn't think I would like my design being just done so much for me. But I'm realizing it has really helped me get some stuff done. So I'm just starting out by doing the layering that's in the workbook. These are a couple of punch outs that's going to layer behind my photo to look like layery bits. I did mat my photo in some papaya. I did have to mess with the matting a little bit just because I used papaya a lot on some other pages where it wasn't used. So I have to be a little creative because there's not enough of it left to make a full mat. But there's so much layering on this page that the gaps where this mat does not go all the way around the photo, I know there's going to be ephemera anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. I am inking everything tone on tone again in my ink pad, so I'm using the Close to My Heart ink pad called Papaya, which goes really well with the pinky tones, and then I will use my Catherine Pooler Stone Blue ink to ink all the blue things. So I am just going to do that really quick. But like I was saying, I kind of was getting a little bit stressed out, I'm not going to lie, because I was so behind in Avery's baby book. He was born in April, and it is now November, and I'm just now starting on it. And I just felt like I was so behind in so many different projects. And granted, your own timeline, you don't ever have to feel like you're caught up, but this is a gift. So I do want to get it done in a timely manner for his book. So working with Close to My Heart, I'm realizing is really nice because all three of these projects that you've been seeing over the course of a couple weeks, these three projects, which are essentially 6 different 12 by 12 layouts, I did all in one weekend. And it's just really surprising to me how quickly it comes together when so much of this design is done for you. And I mentioned it before, coming off the Mojo series, if you're stuck or you're behind on a project, this is the way to go, I am realizing, because it was so easy and still fun to put all these pages together. So I'm just inking everything. But yeah, I'm already feeling a lot better about Avery's baby album. I am getting a ton of these pictures done this month, which will make me feel better about maybe doing my engagement photos next month if I can get a decent amount of his book done this month. So I'm really enjoying it, and it's just helped me get caught up by getting so much done so quickly. So on this one, there's a lot of layering with ephemera. They give you a lot of punch outs to use. So I'm pretty much going to use their guideline. I think they used a larger photo than I did. I think they used a 5x7. I'm using a 4x6. But because there is so much layering and everything, it really doesn't matter. You're going to have enough to lay around your photo. So I'm going through, and you can see I'm just inking. I'm using my little yellow ink pad too that Moira gave me ages ago and I forgot about. So I'm using that to do tone on tone inking on some yellow pieces too. And you'll see that I will continue to gut some of these layered pieces behind the photo. I like the pattern, and they're not patterns that you get in the 12 by 12, so I'm going to save those for future layering too. But there's a floral branding strip that runs across the width of the page. I really like this. It's kind of anchoring your photo, gives you a photo somewhere to sit, but it also is a place where you're going to be tucking all of these florals underneath. So I really like that element. And so I'm just starting by laying out the basics of the layers, and now I'm going to start layering all the florals. Now that they're kind of all inked, I'm just going to refer to my little booklet that is off to the side and copy pretty much what they did. That's kind of how I've been going about this month, at least with the layouts they give you to do, is I will lay everything out the way they did it, and then I will just tweak what I want and add what I want. And I really like that you have the freedom to do that, so it right away gives you your layout, and then you can just make it more you. This one I really liked because I really like layering with a lot of ephemera, and this was just all this page was, honestly, so it was fun to just lay it all out. I don't think I changed too much about it, other than the proportion was a little different with my smaller photo, so I filled in some gaps in the layering. And then once again, I decided not to go with their little journaling spot. I decided to add a wood grain tag. They give you a lot of extra wood grain pieces that they actually don't use in their own design. They use like a piece here or there. So you have plenty of extra wood grain punch out pieces to add where you want or to save for layouts afterwards. So I'm definitely glad I have those. I'm using pretty much almost all the punch outs and almost all the stickers on the one sticker sheet on all of these layouts. I did get an extra sticker sheet with my extra paper, but I really do like that I have all this extra wood grain stuff. So when I get into the second half of the month where I'm creating my own layouts with these products, I have some more layering bits. So yeah, and that's another thing. If you wanted to do some of these layouts from the workbook and then make some of your own layouts after that, you can definitely save some of these layery bits if you didn't want it to be so layery to use on your own layouts. So, but this is pretty much how the layers look. And now I'm going to go through and start taping everything down. So I'm trying not to shift too much of everything. I love this little cluster at the top. I think it's so cute. You get this tag and this ticket and this like circular pieces that remind me of like mini doilies, and I just think it's how I like to layer anyways. So it is really fun for me to put that one together. There are a couple things, again, I'm popping up on some foam just to add some dimension. Everything is very flat since it's all paper, so popping things up on foam helps. I think I end up saving a piece of this blue die cut because so much of it is hiding behind that layer. I end up trimming it in half, so that's another piece I'll have to save for another time. But that little cluster up there is pretty much done. This little yellow firework looking piece is going up on some foam. And that's pretty much that cluster up there. And so that's kind of how I've been working, is I'll lay everything out and then I will just focus on kind of one embellishment corner at a time and getting everything glued down. But it really doesn't take too long, even though I have to like lay it all out, go back, add glue, stick it all down. It's so fast because there's just the thinking part is done for you. So now I'm going to go back and glue everything down. On these 6 layouts that come from the booklet, there are several tags on them. I have not threaded twine through them yet, but I probably will go through and add some twine through the tags. I just haven't decided what twine I want. But you might see at the end of the month when I do my layout share that these tags end up probably having twine on them. But I'm not doing that yet. I can't decide what color I want. I know I don't want my raw twine. I know I don't want black and white or my white and gold, which are kind of my go-to twines. But I'm going to go through my stash because I'm pretty sure I have some twine with pink or blue or something that's going to coordinate with this collection better. And I'll probably end up doing that. Here's some more pieces I'm adding ink to. And that piece is going to just layer, that's actually a sticker from the sticker sheet that layers on top of that yellow flower. And then this bird, I think it's so cute. That one's getting some foam to have a little dimension too, because that's kind of the focal point of the cluster down there. And that's going to layer up to fill in that gap from the mat. And I think that looks perfect. I really like how proportionally that lays out. And so now that I'm working on this left-hand corner, I'll kind of work my way around the bottom to get the rest of this stuff glued down. But it's pretty much going to go back where I had it. I did not ink these leafy bits, just I wanted those to kind of be clean. But everything else I think is inked. And then you'll see as I glue all this stuff down across the bottom that it looks a little sparse in some areas. So the blue piece that I saved from the top cluster, I'm going to tuck in one of the blank areas at the bottom, and then there's a scrap from my last double page project with all of those circles that I had saved, and I'm going to tuck one of those pink pieces down at the bottom too, just to fill in. Some of the areas seemed more bare than the others, and I really wanted the whole bottom portion to be really filled in. So because right now it's kind of more heavily embellished on the left-hand side where the bird is. And I really want it to just look, filled in across the entire bottom. So I'm getting the leaves down first because those were kind of my my markers as to where I layered everything, and they're also kind of the back layer. And so now that all the leaves are down, I will kind of glue everything down on top of it. And so I'm just trying to get glue on everything. I probably should have used my glue runner for this because there's so much gluing, but this double stick tape is really strong, and because it's for Avery's book, I'm kind of glad I'm using the strong tape just so nothing shifts. You can see me just wedging some of these pieces up under the branding strip. I was not smart and I put glue in the middle of the branding strip, and so now I'm having to kind of shove all these die cuts past the glue to get them tucked under there. But it looks really cute. So this is kind of where they had it, and then you can see a couple areas that are more bare. I'm going back in, I'm adding that blue piece from the top, and then I'll go in and add one of those pink partial circles to the left there into one of the other areas that I think kind of looks bare. I also forgot there's this Oh My Heart sticker that I'm also going to pop up on some foam that they included in their collection too. And I think it's super cute because it's Becca and Avery, and this is Avery's 3-month update photo. So this is the photo she posted to social media. And on the tag, since I took out journaling spot and put the tag there instead, I'm just going to journal on the tag in white, pretty much verbatim what she wrote on her Facebook little blurb for him. So that's what I decided to do instead, since I changed the journaling. And then since I did introduce this wood grain, and there are a couple wood grain stars that they had on this project, I decided to tweak which wood grain pieces I used and add a little bit more just so that brown is balanced, because I introduced this large wood grain tag and I definitely want it to look like it makes sense on the page. So you can see I'm adding in some wood grain stars, some stickers. Some of these are things they recommended on their own project, but I am tweaking some of them. So and some of those are going to have some foam as well. So the wood grain star in the upper right hand corner, that's going to have some foam. And then the wood grain heart in the left there has some foam as well. But now I kind of have this visual triangle with all the wood grain, and that makes me happy. So I'm just referring back to the booklet to see if I left anything out. And then once I kind of realized, yep, this is pretty much what they did. Now what do I want to add to kind of make it my own? I thought about adding some more circles, but I really kind of like how the clusters look. There's that last piece I went back and added. I like that. I just added, that just seemed a little bit bare there in the middle, and I wanted it to be more filled out. So, and it adds more pink down there. So I think that works. But yeah, now that I'm kind of done with their portion of the project, I need to go add my journaling on the tag. And then what I've been doing all month is just adding some enamel dots in a coordinating color. And I really think that looks really good with this collection. There's something about these bold, brightly colored enamel dots that just add such a fun finishing touch to these layouts. And I use these really bright kind of orangey red ones on this one. And I just think they look so cute. I just think this collection's so good for kids. It just reminds me of like bright daycare colors or something like that. So yeah, I did think it was kind of plain. Like I wanted something tucked into the wood grain tag. It just looked too bare, especially with the bird and everything on the opposite side. So I did take a scrap of this papaya cardstock. I inked it in the papaya ink, and I just trimmed that into a fishtail banner to come out the side of this tag. I really think I just needed something over there to make that a little bit more substantial. So I think that really helps. I could have even added something else over there, and I might go back and add like a sticker or something, but the tag alone looked just too bare on that side. So I did decide to add the banner. I think that helps too. But I think I'm about to do my journaling. I think I'm just off screen pulling up her little blurb so I could copy it. I'm going to doodle some lines in white just so I write straight, because I can't write straight unless I have a guide. And now I'm just going to do the journaling. So it just says Avery's 3 months old today. He's working on his first tooth and is just the snuggliest little dude, which he is. Oh my goodness. Like, I mean, I thought Bennett was snuggly too, but like Avery just wants to be held and have like skin to skin contact like 24/7. He's the snuggliest little baby. He just like melts into your shoulder. It's the sweetest little thing. So yeah, I'm glad she mentioned that in her little blurb, because that's something I know we'll want to remember about him. And then here are my enamel dots. I'm going in with these kind of brighter ones I feel like play really nicely off of the papaya color. and I'm just going to sprinkle them in 3 clusters just so those create a visual triangle as well. But that's my finishing touch. So after this is the close-ups, and then we have one more 12 by 12 to do that'll coordinate really nicely with this one, with this layout. And that will be all the projects at least from the Candid Moments workbook. And then I kind of get to play and make my own layouts with the rest of the products. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.